So we're gonna get started. My name is Verdita Monk. I'm out of Atlanta, Georgia. I'm so delighted that you've joined us this evening to hear about an amazing, a powerful technology that you may have heard a little bit about. I'm not sure, but you're gonna hear more about that tonight. The people that have invited you are probably Nita Weber or Monique Garner Johnson Garner. I know which one. They're very, very excited to invite you to this call. And so let's get started, because let me tell you a little bit about myself. My husband and I have been entrepreneurs for years. I'm an interior designer by trade, and he's in economic development. And we, every once in a while, we get notification about different things that are going on in the world because we're entrepreneurs. And what happened was, when we heard about this, we decided that there was just no way that we would not share this with everybody we know. It is going to change your mindset. It's going to change your life if you take part of what we're going to share with you tonight. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. So the first question I want to ask you is, have you been patched yet? Remember, I told you there's a technology that we're referring to. You see this little patch that's on this lady's arm right here? It's about the size of a quarter. And that patch literally is what we're going to be talking to you about tonight. Somebody may have already put a patch on you or given you a patch so that you can experience what we're going to be talking about. But why? Why would you be interested in this patch? It's called a stem cell patch. We specifically call it the X39 stem cell activation patch. And what happens in our bodies is made up of stem cells. But as we get older, by the time we get to be age 30, I don't know if you know this or not, but half of our stem cells are no longer active. And this is why our body starts breaking down. This is why it takes us longer to heal. This is why our skin starts getting wrinkled. This is why we start moving slower. It's because our stem cells are dying. And then by the time we're age 60, pretty much all of your stem cell activity is gone. And this is why so many of us, are experiencing those symptoms of aging. So that's why you want to, wear this patch. Now, let me tell you how the patch works. In the very center of this patch is something called nanocrystals. Nanocrystals are, crystals that are made in a laboratory. So it's nothing that's from an animal. There's nothing from your body. There's nothing from anybody else's body that's in these nanocrystals. And what happens, the nanocrystals, when you put the patch on your body, the light and the heat of your body elevates the copper peptides. It reflects off the light, by the way, of the crystals, and elevates the copper peptides in your body. Now, it's been proven years and years ago that whenever your copper peptides are activated, they reactivate your own stem cells, okay? So this was proven by a scientist by the name of Lauren Picard years ago. But what everybody was, all scientists accepted, was the fact that there was no way that anyone can create anything where it reactivates your own stem cells. It was only injections and things like that. I know you all have probably heard of stem cell injections. Let me back up a minute. Well, see, stem cell injections are, number one, very expensive. The average person can't afford them, but yet they do everything they can to get a stem cell injection, because they've kind of given up on doctors. They've given up on every kind of solution that you may imagine. But so they decide, hey, let me try stem cell injection. Once again, it's very expensive. It could be anywhere from $25,000, it could be $5,000 or $25,000. I've even heard a specific stem cell injection that was $100,000. Well, let me tell you something else about that. Many times that injection may not even work. It may be about 30% effective, and sometimes it causes other problems in people's lives. And so, why take that risk? But you don't have to do that anymore. That's why X39 is so important. And because of that, what happened, this company called LifeWave that we're representing tonight, it's a 19-year-old company, but in 2021, the X39 stem cell patch was created, and the company was literally doing about $20 million a year. Whereas you can see in this growth curve here, the company went from 20 million to $280 million in the last couple of years, and it's all because of this one little patch. And now we've exploded to over 75 countries. So I hope I got your attention there. Let me introduce you to this genius, Mr. David Schmidt, who is the CEO and the inventor of the X39. This man is like a genius because he has over 130 patents, and we all know that most people don't even have 1 or 2 patents, but the fact that he has over 130, and you know, when you have a patent, it has to be proven. He has the patience, the tenacity, the knowledge, the genius to do this. And let me tell you something else that's interesting about Mr. Schmidt. He was commissioned by the federal government to create something to sustain energy and alertness and all of this in the Navy SEALs for a project that was done over 20 years ago. But he was the one that was selected by the federal government to do that. And that just shows you how talented he is for him to be selected to do that. He is a 2-time recipient of the Advanced Technology Award from the International Hall of Fame. This technology is patented. It's been patented since 2020, and no one else can market this product except for LifeWave. So you are very privileged to be one of the few people that know about this. I should say few, because a lot of people know about it, but you may, in your circle, you may be one of the first to ever hear about it. I know that's the way my husband and I felt. So let me explain to you how this technology works. You put it on anywhere on your body, but in this picture you see right here, they put it behind this person's neck or below the belly button. And they only are demonstrating it like that because there were case studies. There were 80 case studies done. And you know, when you do a case study, everything needs to be consistent. Everybody had to put it in one of these 2 locations because it had to be monitored. So you wear this patch for 12 hours, and then you let your body rejuvenate for 12 hours. So you wear it 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Put it by your toothbrush so that you remember after you brush your teeth to put it on, and then take it off 12 hours later. Then you throw the patch away and put a new patch on the next day at the same time, and then repeat the process. Now, you can wear more than 1 patch at a time, but one of the most important things that you need to do when you wear this patch is drink plenty of water. Hydrate yourself, because what's going to start happening is your body is going to start trying to push toxins. It's going to start healing itself. The patch is going to, the patch is going to allow your body to heal itself. And guess what happens? That means you're detoxifying. So the water is pushing the toxins out. You may want to even do coconut water or some other kind of water with electrolytes in it. Now, you're going to notice several things that may happen once you start activating your stem cells. One of the things you may notice rapid pain relief. We've got people that, were in pain all over their body. And sometimes some of those people see, the pain go away in 10 minutes. Some people, it may take a whole day. But see, we're not talking about like Tylenol or something like that. We're talking about the pain, sometimes tremendous pain, going away because of the stem cells being reactivated. Now, also you're going to notice reduced inflammation. Did you realize that inflammation is one of the main causes of so many illnesses and some of these diseases that we have, and such as high blood pressure, diabetes? Did you realize that some of those situations are because of inflammation in our bodies? It supports wound healing, energy and vitality. I know personally, I am so thankful for the energy and vitality that I'm experiencing, because I know there have been times when I said, I am so tired, but I don't have to say that anymore. Mental clarity. Gosh, we know how busy we are and all these things going on in our mind, but do you realize that the mental clarity is enhanced? Because guess what? When we were younger, we were able to have better mental clarity, but now we're because of this patch, we're able to do that. Enhances sports performance for people that are athletic, faster recovery from exercise, improve skin appearance, and your wrinkles are going to start going away, your hair. Now, let me just say this. Everything I'm saying, keep in mind, I'm not saying that the patch is doing any of this. Please know the patch is not doing any of this. What this patch is doing, it's using a process called photobiomodulation or phototherapy. It's what happens when the light from that patch reflects off of the light of your body. And that in turn elevates the copper peptides in your body. Notice I keep saying your body, and which in turn reactivates your stem cells. Y'all, this is amazing. I want you to look at this screen in front of you where they took a 77-year-old woman and placed the patch on the back of her neck. And when she first, let me move the screen out of my way because I can't hardly see it, but when she first put the patch on, this is what her brain looked like. In her second session, her brain looked like this. All this inflammation in her brain has started going away. But by the time she got to session 3, pretty much all of the inflammation was gone, you guys. This is what is going to happen to our brains as we wear this patch. And so this is just amazing. Now, I told you a minute ago, there were over 80 case studies done. I mean, they took 10 years to do these studies. I mean, it's a very thorough, I'm talking about studies all over the world, all over different countries. Some of the best doctors worldwide were conducting these studies. That's how thorough this research is. StartX39.com is a website you want to write down because this is where it talks about these 80 case studies. But let me tell you what they found in the case studies. They found that in the first few days of wearing this patch, over 4,000 genes began to reset. Within 6 weeks, the brain became balanced. You know, people that have PTSD, anxiety, and depression, you know why? Because their brain is unbalanced. That's what this patch is going to allow your body to start doing. It's going to allow your brain to start balancing on its own. Within 3 months, you may notice some decrease in wrinkles. You may notice your hair beginning to be thicker or growing back. You may notice the integrity of your structural system is enhanced. In other words, you know, the younger you are, the higher your cheekbones are. This is what they noticed in people after 3 months. Within 6 months, this is the one that really got my attention. People's heart began to reverse in age. That they say that in a recent study, 14 out of 15 people lowered their vascular age, that's the heart, by an average of 8 years after just 6 months of using the X39. That simply means that they're getting younger. Every 6 months that they wear this patch, their heart is going to be 8 years younger. I met a lady who was about 73 years old, something like that. And she did a vascular test that shows how old how your heart is operating. And they said her heart was operating as if she was a 35-year-old woman. Well, they thought they had miscalibrated the computer or whatever they use. And she says, no, yours, it's right, because I've been wearing this patch. And she knew that the patch was doing that. But can you imagine a 73-year-old woman heart being at the age of a 35 years old? So this is what we're talking about, not anti-aging. We're talking about age reversing. And I'm not talking about just looking good. I'm talking about feeling good. So once again, write that website down, Start X39, because it's going to tell you. I just don't have time to go over every single thing that you're going to find on that page. But if you go to that page, you're going to be amazed with the doctor's reviews, the case studies, all kinds of testimonies, you guys. So we're excited about that. Now, as you can see on this screen, these are just some examples of what we've seen happen to people. This lady right here had a scar on her face. Look at this scar right now. And then in 21 days, look what happened to the scar, just wearing the patch. And then this lady, within a year, her whole face started lifting, her wrinkles started going away. Here's an example of some people's hair getting thicker or coming back. So that's an example of what we're talking about. So what I want to do right now, I want to stop the screen because I got a couple of people I want to come on. And first of all, I'm going to let you know that my husband and I, what happened when we started wearing the patch. Well, my husband first started wearing the patch. Let me close this dot. We didn't think, in our mind, we're thinking, okay, we're healthy people, we don't have any pain, this, that, and the other. But guess what happened? The very first night my husband wore the patch, I noticed it was really quiet in the room. And I said, is he okay? I thought maybe he was dead. You know why I thought he was dead? Is because my husband used to snore like a bear. And to the extent that sometimes I would have to have him go into another room because I could not even, I mean, I couldn't sleep because he was snoring so bad. That was November 11th. The reason I remember that day, because we were in Milwaukee visiting his parents. And I remember that was the first night we were there. My husband has not snored since November the 11th. We don't know how it happened, but the patch knew what it was doing. It went to the weakest link. I just told you, we didn't think anything would happen to us. I noticed the very first night, I couldn't believe how deeply I was sleeping and have been sleeping very deeply ever since. But just know that everybody's body is different. So everybody's going to notice something. So what I want to do right now is I want to bring my friend Robin Clark on the line because she has an incredible testimony, and I'd like for her to share her testimony with you so that you can see everybody's body is different and everybody's going to experience something different. You go ahead, Robin.
Can you see me?
Yes,
okay.
I can.
Okay, and you can hear me. Oh my gosh, I'm going to piggyback on everything that you said, Verdita, and thanks again for hosting this call. Thanks again for calling me and being persistent and saying, Robin, you've got to listen to these calls and you've got to use the patches. Honestly, guys, and Monique knows this, and so does Anita. I was a little hesitant because I, like Verdita, did not think that I had any health issues. Okay. But what you have to understand is that we all have something going on with our bodies, even if it is at a cellular level where we don't know. It could be our liver, our heart, our lungs. And most of the time, we don't even know what's going on until it's too late. Okay. So with this patch, after I finally put the patch on, my second day into using the patch, I noticed my insomnia was gone. Okay, that for me was major because I had moved recently back to Atlanta, haven't lived here in 40 years. And when you make a transition like that, I mean, it was hectic. It was very stressful. So I wasn't sleeping for a while. And that insomnia went away in 2 nights. And I've been sleeping like a baby ever since. And also, in addition to that, my dreams, oh my God, my first dream was shopping with Oprah. Okay, so you don't ever forget that one. But anyway, and then the second thing that I noticed about my body, I was having some joint pain. Okay, it's not something that I thought about because I said, okay, the ravages of aging. I know I'm in my 60s and I figured, okay, they say that's what happens. Your joints go out on you, your hands hurt and this sort of thing. But what happened, a doctor had said that there's probably some arthritis going on in there. So I'd say maybe about a week after using the patch, I noticed I did not have any more joint pain. And what I would say to that is that we live with pain. Most people live with pain and we just ignore it. We chalk it up to aging, or we chalk it up to, I'll just take a Tylenol and I'll deal with it. But we don't have to deal with pain, guys. This patch is going to help your body to heal itself. The third biggest thing that I noticed for myself was that after about a month of being on the patch, I had gone in for my 3-month, I go every 3 months as a senior, I go every 3 months to my doctor for a wellness check. And my blood pressure has always been high since I was in my 40s. My father died of blood pressure complications at 38. So I never took it for granted that I needed to be on blood pressure medication when my blood pressure was really high in my 40s. It's always had a readings of 140 over 80 something. But that time when I went in after a month of being on the patch, and my doctor said, what are you doing differently? Your blood pressure is normal. Your blood pressure is great. The only thing I could attribute it to was the patch. I mean, my blood pressure now is consistently 120, 121 over 70 something. That for me was major. So it may not have meant a lot to a lot of people, but when you think about our bodies and how a stem cell, and I've done my own little due diligence, stem cells really know, like Verdita said, they're intelligent. They know where to go to help your body with the inflammation or things that are going on at a cellular level. So I'm just appreciative. I can't be more appreciative to Verdita for being persistent and asking me to get on the calls and to try the patch. And also every single person that I introduced to this patch, they've all come back with a very, very positive testimony. So I can't think of anybody that I know of that has had anything that they couldn't say they thought it was wonderful. So listen, you guys, if you're listening, if you can hear my voice, get on the patch. And look at this also on the flip side as a business opportunity, maybe, because the money ain't bad either. So thank you for listening. Thank you, Verdita. Thank you, Monique. Thank you, Anita, for inviting me to your call.
Thank you so much, Robin, and thank you for saying yes to LifeWave. You guys, I want to, just as Robin said, I mean, that's phenomenal for her. But I want you to know that some of the things that that we think of that you given up on. For example, there was a lady on our team. Listen to this. This blew me away. She was blind in one eye, and she had been blind in one eye for 2 years because she had a detached retina. She had 2 surgeries, and they said they really couldn't do anything. They tried. Do you realize the first day of her putting the patch on, she began to see a little bit out of that eye, but by the 3rd day, she completely had her sight back in that eye. That's what I mean about, life changing. I mean, that means everything. She had to quit her job, all these kinds of things, because not being able to see. I mean, in her case, she had to quit her job. Also, a lady on our team whose daughter was getting ready to go to hospice. She had already had 2 liver transplants, 1 kidney transplant. And then she heard about the patch. They were literally about to send her to hospice. Her eyes were yellow, her skin was dark. She drove an hour to get the patch, came back, put the patch on her daughter. And before the day was over, her daughter was able to raise her arms, which she couldn't even move at first. Then within 3 days, her daughter was up cooking and cleaning. Can you imagine somebody on their way to hospice doing that 3 days later? I mean, the girl is just a miracle in my eyesight. One last testimony I want to share with you. Robin Clark happened to be with me when this happened, and she can attest to that it is true. I was presenting this at a spa, and there was a lady in the audience that in the middle of me talking, after I pretty much had said everything I could say, she comes up to me and stands right in front of me and said, "What does the patch do?" And I was kind of, strange. I mean, it just caught me off guard because I just didn't know what to say. I'd already said everything I could say. And she looked, and I said, "You know what? Why don't I just pat you?" So guess what I did? I put a patch on the back of her neck. 20 minutes later, she screamed. Robin will attest to this. The lady screamed and said, we said, "What's wrong?" She says, "I can hear you." All that time, the lady could not hear a thing I was saying. And that's why she screamed, and that's why she came up. She said she had been reading my lips all that time. You guys, that's the kind of stuff you can't go get surgery. I mean, obviously surgery didn't work. I mean, another lady on her team, very wealthy lady, had a double mastectomy and had hysterectomy 15 years ago. So for 15 years, this lady was having hot flashes, in her words, every hour, extreme hot flashes every day, every hour. She was miserable. And once again, she had all the money she needed, but that whatever she was doing, the doctors gave it did not work. Very first day of wearing the patch, within a couple of hours, she stopped having hot flashes. And she's not been having, she said every once in a while she'll get a hot flash, but it's mild every once in a while. Her life has changed. So I hope with these few examples that I just went over, it helps you understand why we're so passionate about this and why we want you to know about it, because there's got to be someone in your life that needs, whose health needs to be improved. So now I know you're wondering, how can I get some of those patches? I can't wait. Well, listen, there's a form that you're seeing in front of you. It talks about the different packages that you can purchase where you can get some of these packages. Now, let me say this. There's a 30-day supply with each, what we call it a sleeve. Each sleeve has 30 patches in it because you're supposed to wear it every day. So if you were to get a bronze package, it's $124.95. That's going to give you one sleeve, but there is a $25 starter kit. The silver package is $299. That you're saving $25 because you're getting 3 sleeves and they're not charging you for the starter kit, but you're going to get 3. Why would you want a silver package? You may just want to be someone who just wants to use the product. You may want your spouse to use it. And then you may just want to have extra because you got some friends, you got somebody that you care about that you want to also try the patches. But if you're like myself, like Monique, like Nita, like Robin, and you want to tell the whole world what just happened to you, you, not even if it didn't happen to you, do you just want to tell the whole world what's available to them? You want to get a larger pack because you want to have enough samples that you may want to share with your friends. So the gold pack gives you 5 months of, it's like 5 sleeves for $500. The platinum sleeve package gives you 12. So you're getting two for free because you're paying $1,000, but yet you're paying no longer $99 a sleeve. You're paying $84 a sleeve, and you're getting 2. Basically, you're getting 2 free sleeves. And then if you get the diamond package, you get 19. So now you're getting 3 free sleeves because $1,600 would give you 16 sleeves. So you're getting 3. Now you got enough to, like, if somebody said, how can I get some of those right now? You say, sure, you take it out of your inventory and retail it to them for $150. So you're, either way, you do what works for you. We're just kind of letting you know what's available. And of course, the person who got you on this call can go over it again, but I want you to know here are the different packages that you can get. Now, I want to ask you this question. What's most important in your life? Is it family? Everybody wants to have more time with their family. Time freedom to go where you want to go, when you want to go, do what you want to do. Security. That's what my husband and I are looking for. We're in our 60s. And, we don't want to, first of all, we're self-employed. So definitely, financial security is important and real for us. We want to be able to travel, and everybody wants to have better health and get out of debt. So whatever what's important to you, you know what that is, but that's what we want to help you with. But what I want to do for just 1 second, I'm going to ask Nita and Monique to take turns and unmute yourself and share your video and tell these people that you've invited to the call, what you see in this and why you want them to know about it in your own words. So you have to unmute yourself and share your video.
Oh, you cannot start your video because it has been disabled. Okay, I'm disabled.
I'm gonna get you, Michelle. Monique, go ahead. It was showing at first, and I did that. Let me see if I can get it for you. But you can go ahead and start talking, Monique.
Okay, thank you, Verdita. So I just want to say thank you, everyone, for joining the call.
Excuse me, you can start your video now, Monique. There you go.
Okay, got it. There we go. So I just want to say thank you, Verdita. And I just want to actually share a little bit about the history of my relationship with Verdita. So Verdita is my sister Robin's, one of her best friends, and I've had the opportunity to witness their involvement in multiple business adventures. And I will say that she's definitely a proven leader, but more importantly, she wants to share all of the wonderful blessings about something like, for example, the patch has done not only for her family, but is doing for so many. So I want to share, just jump in right quick and say thank you, Verdita, for that. And thank you to my sister Robin, who, of course, told me, hey, Monique, you need to do this. And the reason why they kind of engaged me or wanted me to get involved is because I'm a performance athlete. Most of you, Nita's friends and people that are on the call and my friends know that I'm a runner, a long distance marathon runner. And I really was looking for something that would help with my recovery and help with just overall. But let me just say this, it's done more than that for me. It has not only enhanced my brain fog, I had brain fog, I'm in my 50s. It's helped me with my performance, sports performance. I was running like a 12, 40 something minute mile. Now I'm at 11 minute 15-minute mile now. I haven't run a marathon at that pace. So just to be clear, but those are just some of the benefits. Sleep, as they've all mentioned. So I just really, really, really want to be able to share out this wonderful way to not only just rejuvenate your body, but rejuvenate your mind, because I believe in that. And I know that Nita has a lot of people on the call that are very interested in it as well. I see a lot of people that definitely are all about health and wellness. And so I'm going to turn it over to Nita and let her tell you a little bit about her success thus far with the patch. Nita Beta.
Hey folks, thank you for getting on the call with me. If you know Crazy Monique, how could you tell Crazy Monique no? That's the main thing. Monique and I have been friends for probably now close to 20 something years, because Dari wasn't even born when Monique and I met. Both of us were praying for prayer partners, running partners, but we got prayer partners and a whole lot more. I will tell you that. When Monique shared this with me, she said, let me patch you. And at first, of course, I was skeptical. I said, I don't know. She told me weeks about it before. And I said, okay, well, we'll do this. And her family came. We had a good time. She patched me. But let me tell you why I really wanted her to put the patch on me. Most of you who know me know that I had a terrible car accident over a year ago. And because I am physically active, I ran, not nearly as much as Monique, but we would get out there and run a pretty good distance. When I had the car accident, my neck was injured and my back was injured. And for a person who is very active, it really changed the things that I could do. And I didn't like that. I have to tell you, from wearing the patch, well, from the car accident, I suffered with neuropathy. Because my sciatic nerve was injured, I would get the tingleness and numbness in my feet. And I really didn't tell anybody. So I know I have somebody on this line. My son is gonna say, Mom, you didn't tell me that. So you'll have to get me later. But I'm here to tell you that after I started wearing that patch, that neuropathy went away. And also, most of you know that I'm a very nocturnal person. I was, but I have been sleeping tremendously. And believe it or not, it does do different things for different people. And for me, I could tell a difference in the appearance of my skin just after a few days. The reason I am excited about this business is because not to sell you on business, but to sell you on being the best version of yourself, but also being in the best health that you can be in. What good does it do to be here, but not enjoy being here because your movement is restricted and you can't do the things that you want to do? So I'm very excited, Monique. Thank you for inviting me to even stop and take a look. To Robin, I love you dearly, and Verdita, hey, I'm tracking you, and I appreciate you taking the time to make sure that Monique and I are very successful in this business. So thank you.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Nita and Monique. You all are so impressive. But I tell you what, it's such a joy working with people like that who are very coachable. I will say that I have been coaching people in this type of business for a very, very long time. And there are very few that will get to the level that we're going to get these two at because of their, because they have the desire. And as you can see, it's not just about the money for them. They care about you all. That's why you were invited to the call. So let me say this. I want you to put your business hat on. I want you to put your service hat on, because this is all about serving people. As they said, this is all about serving people. Let me say this. I've already showed you, these packages that you can, how you can get some of this technology. And think about it. I mean, what other way can you have access to stem cell technology than except for maybe an injection? You're able to have access to this for $99 per month. Isn't that amazing? But let me tell you how big the stem cell industry is, the potential of it. Do you realize that stem cell therapy is becoming more popular and people are realizing the importance of healthy stem cells? Basically, this is the building blocks of our bodies. So the stem cell industry is expected to explode. Right now, it's a $200 million industry, and it is expected to explode to 300 billion. You guys, this is huge, and we hope you catch the vision of what we're talking about. So from a business standpoint, we're right in the right place at the right time. And because we're part of LifeWay, we're at the forefront of it. There is no other way that people are benefiting the way we are benefiting from stem cell therapy, because we have the masterpiece from David Schmidt. Let me tell you what's going to happen if you decide to partner with us. You're going to get compensated every single time you share this with your family, your friends, and you're going to build a left team and a right team. That means this. For example, this is Monique. Let's say this was Monique, and she's brought Nita on. And then Monique has another person that she's brought on this. For the first 4 people that you bring on board, you're going to develop this structure right here. And in this structure, you could earn up to $25,000 per week just in this way of getting paid. There are people already doing this. So this is real. We know it's real. And I want you to know that if you decide that you want to partner with Nita, you're going to be at the very, very top of her organization. You're going to benefit from everything that she does on her left team or her right team. That's why timing and positioning is very important. We also have something called matching bonuses, you guys. You get to pay, first of all, you get paid to infinity on this part of the compensation plan, but you will max out at $25,000 per week. But if that's not exciting enough to you, know that every single time you refer someone to this program, whatever they earn in the binary, you'll get 25%. Say, for example, if you brought Monique on board and she earned $1,000 this week, you would earn $250. If she earned $10,000 this week, you would earn $2,500 in the binary. Then Monique, let's say she enrolled Nita, and Nita comes in, she makes $5,000 this week. You get 20% of what Nita earns, which would be $1,000. But the thing, and in the third level, same thing, 20% of the people on your third level. But once again, I want you to understand how significant this is. There's no limit on the number of people that you can tell about this. There's no limit of the number of people Monique can tell about this. So there's unlimited income potential just in the matching bonuses alone. You guys, we have a technology that is growing fast. You may get, you may get in the mail or by hand, an envelope that has some patches in it. But I want you to know that the compensation plan that I just went over, as well as the system that we're going to be using, is called build331.com. I also want you to know that Nita and Monique are on a fast track. They're taking an accelerated pace at making this happen. We are not playing with this. So if any of you know them and you want to be part of their team, make sure you let them know as soon as possible so we can get you started. So with that, you guys, we're going to end this call. I'm going to stop this video, and let me stop this video. Okay. So